Hello and welcome. In this course, we will discuss a hot topic, how to adapt your web content to AI search. Essentially, we will learn how to transition from optimizing your online presence for human eyes and Google algorithms to optimizing it for AI bots to ensure you're surfaced in their responses. Because as we all know, AI search is here. And it's growing, and very soon it will dominate the search and purchase funnels. We will talk about the trends soon too. So the time to learn is now. The time to adapt is now. If you don't adapt, you will essentially disappear from search results. All right, let's dive in. In the lessons ahead, we'll break down how AI search platforms actually work, how customers are already using them, and the exact strategies you can start implementing today to stay both visible and purchasable in this new ecosystem. Chapter 1 is to establish some basic foundations, how AI search is conducted today on different platforms and how it looks in terms of where this is all headed. In Chapter 2, we will talk about the huge difference between search and actual transaction, and also discuss how to measure AI traffic coming to your website. Chapter 3 will dive into how AI search differs from traditional SEO and review those prioritization parameters that are critical to optimizing your content for AI platforms. And Chapter 4 is all about action, 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 because your AI presence is not going to optimize itself. It needs your help. Chapter 5 will essentially help you understand where to start and how to structure those efforts in your organization. Let's do it. Chapter 1, the foundation. The focus here is on generative engine optimization, GEO, or you might also hear it called AEO, answer engine optimization, or even AIO, AI optimization. We haven't really come up with a standard name for it yet, but whatever you call it, the idea is the same. Making sure your brand shows up, gets cited, and actually gets booked in an AI-driven world. Why is this such a big deal, you ask? Well, because AI isn't just summarizing the internet anymore. It's completely reshaping how customers discover and purchase products. Instead of giving people a list of links, AI uses something called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or RAG for short. That means AI does the searching, sifts through the info, and delivers one trusted answer with perhaps a few alternatives. And if your brand isn't in that answer, well, for that customer, you basically don't exist. As you know, things in the AI world change faster than your girlfriend's mood, and as you'll learn in a bit, all AI platforms have a slightly different approach to prioritizing response results. However, the good news is this: there are some fundamental things that can be derived from that logic. It's not really rocket science either. They're really just common sense practices that aren't likely to do 180 anytime soon. So you can go ahead and start implementing them today. No PhD required, I promise. Hey, you don't even need to be an experienced SEO marketer to figure out what to do next after you finish this course. It's all basic stuff, really. So here's the big takeaway. The age of AI search is here. It's smarter, more contextual, more personalized, and more action-oriented. Customers are going to expect AI to do the Googling for them. And your role as a business owner or operator is to make sure that your brand is part of that answer. First of all, let's quickly review what AI platforms exist and what big players you need to know about. On the screen, you see the comparison of the most popular AI platforms and their functionalities as of today. I repeat, as of today, because things change fast, as we've established. ChatGPT by OpenAI. The first mainstream chatbot. I personally use it the most. It can do many things, and in the agent mode, it now browsers the web and can even make a purchase on your behalf. We'll review that in more details later. Claude by Anthropic, known for safety and a huge context window. It can connect to the web and is used widely as a trusted AI assistant. Access Grok, still in the awkward teenage phase, but designed for real-time answers using X, formerly Twitter data. Google Gemini. This one lives right inside Google search, so you can't avoid it even if you tried. Perplexity AI, an interesting animal. We'll review it in more detail later. A hybrid of search plus AI chatbot, giving concise answers with citations, popular among users who want both clarity and trust. There is also Microsoft Copilot, built into Bing and Windows. Meta's Llama, open source models powering assistants across Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, and beyond. And DeepSeek, a rising player from China, laser focused on cost-efficient AI search. On the screen here, you can see a few more functionalities down here in the table. But again, this changes fast. And as I mentioned, ChatGPT is probably the most universal tool at this moment. So that is the reason why I prefer ChatGPT. Together, these platforms are reshaping how customers search and complete a purchase. Users today are no longer just typing keywords into Google. They are increasingly turning to AI assistants to plan, compare, and purchase products and services. So instead of typing best running shoes 2025 reviews and then doom scrolling through 27 tabs of options, customers can now ask, I'm training for my first half marathon. I need affordable running shoes with good support for flat feet. What's the best option under $120? That's the new reality of search. And for every single business today, the critical question is this. How do you make sure your brand is part of that AI answer? Well, by the end of lecture 4, you'll know how. Not really rocket science, I promise you. What we're seeing is that user needs and expectations have significantly evolved. They are more personalized. Your AI assistant already knows more about you than you want to admit, and you provide even more context in the query. They're more timely. It's like everyone has ADHD symptoms. We can't plan ahead that much anymore. We need things right now because we just remembered that today's Friday and we want to leave town for the weekend and we didn't think of it when it was Thursday. And they're more complex too. We're starting to trust our AI assistants to do the actual thinking for us. And they deserve that trust, I have to admit. Arguably, they're better project managers than most of us. Here's the basic flow of AI Googling the answer for you. First, it's going to make an attempt to understand what you actually want from it. Unlike with traditional Google search, you no longer really need to be super specific. For example, you don't have to say, what is the weather today? You can say, how does it feel like outside? Or, do I need an umbrella? Those things, AI things, are becoming smarter and smarter in interpreting user intent. Then, it's going to go into the field and do the work for you. It goes and fetches multiple sources. We'll talk about the sources later, not just one specific website. And this is where the main value sits, number 3. It won't just pick random number of sources from all of the ones it looked at. It will make an intelligent decision about which ones to filter out and which ones to use in the answer. And this is really what our course is about. We want to understand how it makes that decision. The final step, displaying the answer to the user. All of this, of course, happens super fast and behind the scenes, and we don't see it in action, though it's for some reason very soothing to watch it type word by word. Though actually in ChatGPT agent mode, you can now follow its work. You can actually see what's going on behind the scenes, what it's doing, and what websites it's looking at, etc. So let's see how different platforms currently handle search. We will test ChatGPT regular mode, free version, and Perplexity free version. So here is how search is conducted now on most AI platforms. A very similar process. For example, ChatGPT, I'm typing in, please find a yoga studio near downtown San Diego that offers classes at noon during weekdays. And I'm sure you've used it before, so you're familiar with the process. let's say, as we reviewed, multi-step process where it just goes, takes off, and starts, after understanding the user query, trying to translate in its own language what do you want from it. It goes and searches multiple different websites, different sources to put together an answer, and it offered 3 options. Again, as opposed to if you do a Google search, you see a long list of links, blue links. In this case, you are offered 3 options that match your search requirements. So this is ChatGPT. And if we go to Perplexity and enter the same query, we are looking at the same process where it's first trying to understand what we want from it, then it takes off and starts doing the search, and it looks at multiple different sources, and then it figures out how to prioritize, filter out the sources that are not relevant or businesses that are not relevant for this query, or that it finds irrelevant or not trustworthy, and it filters them out and displays the ones that it decides to display. Here we're seeing a few options offered, and in this case the data is actually structured. It's also pulling content, structured content like pictures, the hours, directions, link to the website, and the phone number, and it's Perplexity is pulling all of that from Yelp. Perplexity is heavily leaning towards Yelp as the source for businesses like this one, for example. So this is the process, and it's pretty universal across all major AI platforms in terms of how this 4-step process actually happens. So what is really happening here? AI isn't just some shiny gadget on the side anymore. It's become both a new customer funnel and a new purchase channel. Now, you might have heard the doomsayers whispering, AI is going to make websites obsolete. Well, not so fast. Let's be clear, your website is not going the way of the fax machine just yet. AI still leans on websites a lot for context, for transaction flows, etc. So no, your site is not disappearing, but it is evolving, or it has to. Websites that offer products or services for purchase can't just be dressed up for human eyeballs or designed to please Google's SEO bots anymore. They now need to speak AI fluently. In short, AI search is rewriting the rules of online visibility. Based on the study of 3,000 websites conducted by Ahrefs in February 2025, 63% of sites receive AI traffic overall. So not everyone, but still a big portion. 98% of all AI traffic is sent by 3 chatbots. ChatGPT leading the pack, that accounts for 50% of all AI traffic. Perplexity is second, and then Gemini. Everybody else is really not playing a big role in it. ChatGPT has over 300 million weekly users. Perplexity is serving on over 100 million queries per week. So these guys are big, cannot be ignored. While AI bots still make up just a small slice of actual web traffic, we'll dig into the numbers later in this course and also debate whether clicks are even the right thing to measure anymore. One thing's already clear. These leads are like the VIP guests of traffic. They're higher quality and they actually convert. And honestly, that makes perfect sense if you think about it. These aren't random clicks from someone procrastinating at work. These are hyper-personalized queries with context baked in. The use of GenAI is obviously not limited to retail. Traffic to US travel, leisure, and hospitality sites from GenAI sources increased by 1,700% in February 2025 compared to July 2024. According to Accenture's survey of 18,000 consumers across 14 countries, 80% of travelers are using AI tools for travel purposes. And over half are willing to let AI fully manage their travel planning and booking. This marks a significant shift toward AI eventually becoming the primary channel for travel planning. The top use cases among AI users include general search, for 54% of respondents, travel inspiration, 43%, local food recommendations, transportation planning, itinerary creation, budget management, and even packing assistance. Once users land on a travel site, Adobe Analytics data shows a 45% lower bounce rate among consumers coming from a Gen AI source, showing a more informed and engaged consumer. So what does this mean for businesses? Traditional SEO still matters, but AI-driven search is already absorbing top and mid-funnel queries. In short, search isn't disappearing, but AI is rapidly reshaping it, and businesses that adapt now will capture visibility where customers are already looking. So where is this going? Analysts agree AI search isn't a fad, it's a fast approaching shift. Gartner predicts traditional search volume could drop 25% by 2026. And by 2028, brands may lose 50% or more of organic traffic as consumers embrace AI-powered search. Other studies back this up. SEMrush forecasts that by 2028, LLM-based search may account for up to 75% of search-related value, overtaking traditional traffic in many industries. For businesses selling products online, the timeline looks something like this. Now through 2026, traditional search still dominates, but AI is grabbing 5 to 10% of queries and growing. 26-28, rapid transition. AI summaries and agents begin surpassing traditional search. Post-2028, LLMs could become the default way customers plan and purchase. Bottom line, the apex of AI dominance in search is fast approaching, with many projections converging on 2027-28 as the tipping point when LLMs become the default. The foundations of that shift are already here. AI overviews, declining traditional clicks, and rapid chatbot adoption. This concludes Chapter 1. In the next lecture, we will talk about tracking and conversion, and also about the huge difference between search and actual transaction purchase, and what purchase models already exist on AI platforms and how they are evolving.